To be known as the voice of any high school is a high honor, but to be recognized by opposing coaches, fans, and even colleges while still being a high school student, it's a different type of honor that I've been lucky to have for the past 4 years. I'm Xavier Pon, and I'm the voice of Flour Bluff High School. To provide the ups and downs of being a student broadcaster here at Flour Bluff, I first need to explain how it started. It all began in the summer of 8th grade, when I broke my finger and I couldn't play that football season until the last 4 weeks. So I did what any other junior high student who's obsessed with football would do. I sat on my bed and played Madden all day, but I would do it a little differently. I started announcing the game while I was playing the game, and this is where it began. I started understanding how announcers talked and how they used different vocal inflections to help keep the audience entertained. Obviously, with no real experience broadcasting, I'd really suck. I would not be able to say the words that I wanted to say. I would stumble, mess up, and it just really sucked. But this is what I'd be like now if I did it. It would be Prescott, second down at 17 after the sack, play clock at 1, snaps it, looking. Throws it over the middle to Blake Jarwin, and he will get a nice completion there, 14 yards, setting up a third down at 4. Then I hurried up and go like, Prescott, third down at 4, at the 21-yard line. Look at a strike, throws it quickly, Cooper, open, first down. And so on and so forth. I'd even go to color commentator guy there and be like, Prescott with a great pass right there over the middle to Amari Cooper. And that's what's going to get this Cowboys offense going all day. The ability to hit Amari Cooper in stride. And it'd be something like that. It would be super cheesy. Of course, my voice wouldn't be like this. It would be like, Prescott with an amazing throw right there. Yeah, that's what a junior high student sounds like if you didn't know. But yeah, that's pretty much how I would do it. Flash forward a year. And picture a football-loving theater kid who really sucked at football, but still wanted to be around the game. Then imagine a first-year program that lets students broadcast and write articles about the game. Flour Bluff Sports Information. To say I got lucky is an understatement. This program has meant everything to me for the last 4 years. Not only would I be allowed to broadcast the games, but I would be involved in sports media every single school day. That freshman year, however, was really unfortunate for me. A voice-cracking 13-year-old who had no experience in broadcasting actual football games with an audience listening to you. To say the least, I was not good.
A four-man front, run.
Number 4 hands it off. Nope. And number 3 with a tackle. For about a 1-yard gain.
Now, that was an interesting way to respond to the first play with their defense, saying, hey, we know you're going to run the ball. Everyone knows you're going to run the ball. We're just going to tackle you if we're going to do that.
Yeah, do you think we'll see a Lobo pass today? Maybe.
Maybe.
A few.
That freshman year was really bad. But 1 year later, everything changed. You see, our teacher for that class, Coach Bob Chapman, was absurdly good at helping us out through the broadcast. Without him, I would not be in the position that I am today. He brought in a radio network to put games on the radio. And the man that changed everything about our broadcast. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Terry Shannon. Mr. Terry Shannon has been super important to my success and to the success of our sports information program. To highlight how everything changed in that second year, I sat down with my good friend and broadcaster and actual football player, Cade Dowd, and we discussed the changes broadcasting in that second year.
You know, going into that second year from our last year being pretty successful and us being told that we were going to take over radio, you know, it was pretty cool. And our Coach Chapman, our head guy for our media part, was told us we were going to have a Terry Shannon come over. That was pretty cool. I have some pretty cool memories of him basically being like our advisor, you know, teaching us the ins and outs of radio, him being experienced. You know, it was pretty cool having him there. And yeah.
The third year broadcasting end of our program, the pandemic occurred. This left fans not being able to attend games out of safety and restrictions, and left a lot of fans wanting to watch high school football games. And the UIL let games be streamed live. And all of a sudden, our broadcast was the premier way to watch Coastal Bend football. In fact, all of our games had at least 2,000 views or more, and we were able to stream every game live. And we got tons of publicity on every single stream. The only thing we couldn't do that year was stream the playoffs. But that all changed in 2021. Not only in 2021 did we get state recognized by bragging rights, but we got permission to stream the biggest game in Coastal Bend history. The Region 4 final between Flour Bluff and Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial. To my knowledge, this is the only time in the history of Texas football that a student-led broadcast was the only way to watch a regional final game. Our broadcast was watched by 20,000 viewers in total, and at the moment where the game ended, 5,000 viewers watched this play live.
Durrett in shotgun with number 13 in the backfield. Takes it. Looking, pressure. And he's gonna go down! Flour Bluff wins! Flour Bluff wins! Flour Bluff wins! Flour Bluff for state semifinalists for the first time in history of the game! Flour Bluff with a walk-off W!
You take that first clip from our first couple years and the last clip, and you have a totally different broadcaster. Coach Chapman always jokes about it now and calls me a young Gus Johnson, which is a reference to the energy that Gus Johnson, a legendary NFL and NCAA broadcaster, brings to the broadcast. I take that as a compliment. I want to bring energy to anything I do, and the fact that I have to Flour Bluff for the last 4 years is something that I'm super thankful for. It all wouldn't have happened if it weren't for a freak injury that turned into one of the best times I've ever had in my life.